people, how y'all doing? It's been a while. So for today's video, we're going to take a stroll through history the Okie way. Now, folks, I don't know for certain, but I suspect way back when in 1776, when the colonizers told the king to eat shit, I believe it's because they got tired of him strutting around saying, "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?" Because I know by the time Bathhouse Barry had left the office, I was really tired of him strutting around saying, "Who's your daddy?" I got a cell phone, I got a pen, and I can hack away at the Constitution if I want to through executive order. Who's your daddy? And then we all come together, blue collar America and working class America. And we come together to get somebody voted in that's got some damn common sense. And Trump says, "Fly, little American birdies, and be free. If you succeed, it's because you did it. If you fail, it's because you did it." And then come to find out, America has a whole generation of young people that are mad as hell. The government don't want to be their daddy no more. And do you think it might have something to do with because so many in this generation were raised by single mothers in fatherless homes? And when I'm talking about fatherless homes, I'm talking about the ones that don't even know who their daddy is because their mama don't know who the daddy is. And I'm talking about the ones where the dad split and didn't have nothing to do with the kids. So the whole time mama's saying, "We don't need no damn man anyway." But think about it, because the government paid for their mother's prenatal care, not their dad. The government did. The government paid for them to be born. The most of the time they were growing up, the government paid for everything they eat. Government paid for all that free lunches they got at school. When they got sick when they were growing up, government paid for their doctor visits and their medicine. The government paid for all that free education they got from kindergarten through 12th grade. So now we have people like batshit crazy AOC trying to position the government to be everybody's daddy. And there's other people out there just like her. Because you see, AOC's dad bolted on his family when she was a little girl. And I suspect that's why she has no regard whatsoever for the traditional family. And her single mom forgot to teach her what so many of these single moms forgot to teach their kids. They forgot to teach their children, work hard, save your money, pay cash for an older car instead of making payments on one that's new. Pay cash for last year's model cell phone instead of making payments on this year's. And AOC and people just like her have never saved a dollar a day in their life. And she can't stand people that has. She's never made any contributions or come up with any ideas. And she can't stand people that has. She's never invented anything or created jobs for anybody. And she can't stand people who has. And now, come to find out, we have all these elected activists into our government that think and act just like batshit crazy AOC. Here's an example.
My name is Melanie Morgan, and I do represent the 29th Legislative District. It prohibits discrimination on the basis of hairstyle or texture. I would like to give some context as to why this protection is so vitally needed. During the Reconstruction era, black codes were put into place to retain control over freed slaves and to maintain white supremacy. Some of these codes were so particular that they targeted types of patterns and clothes that black people were allowed to wear.
Now, folks, let me introduce to y'all the congressperson from Tacoma, Washington. All the problems the state of Washington has. Remember, Tacoma is a suburb of Seattle. They have major heroin crisis. They have major homeless crisis. They have major crime crisis. And of all the things she can focus on, it's a hair bill.
Some of these codes were so particular that they targeted types of patterns and clothes that black people were allowed to wear, citing them as an effort to help newly freed black people fit in with their new environment. These codes continue to limit the freedom of identity and cultural expression that have been stifled through enslavement. The connection between black codes from the Reconstruction era and the mandated appearance codes that we see in this present day are evident.
Now, she wants to introduce a bill on black women's hair because that's the problems that she needs to focus on in the black community.
In order to gain employment, black women have had to assimilate into the white culture. This means we go from naturally curly hair to a sleek, relaxed look of all removing all curls. This is unhealthy for our hair, but also dangerous for our skin and breathing in during application.
Well, folks, I don't know about y'all, but I have seen black women shake each other in videos over weeks.
But yet, white women can come to work with purple hair, or they can come with dreads, which also I put a picture in there, and they are not threatened with losing employment or shamed.
Don't y'all like the way she just sits there and pulls something out of the ether?
When white women show up in the place of employment with locks or dreads, most everyone looks at them and says, oh, how cute. But black hair, when we show up in dreads and purple hair, we have to change something. We're not assimilating.
She doesn't have anybody with her that has a recent HR case at their job over this. She doesn't have a real life example. She doesn't even have a video to show if this actually happened. She's just pulling shit out of the air.
But I want to tell you, black hair is beautiful and it's versatile.
Did y'all catch that this black woman is sitting in front of a white panel trying to convince white people how beautiful black hair is? Don't you wonder why this activist isn't out in the black community talking to black women? Why is she so worried about what white people think about black people's hair?
And it just shines. I'm considered to have good hair, but don't call me Becky.
I smack the shit out. That's when I smack the shit out. I smack the shit out.
But teachers, coaches, neighbors, friends, please stop touching our hair. We are no longer on the auction block, and we are not a petting zoo.
I smack the shit out. That's when I smack the shit out. I smack the shit out.
People, get real. When was the last time you walked up to somebody and petted them on the head like a damn animal and treated them like they were in the zoo? Bitches be crazy.
I smack the shit out. That's when I smack the shit out. I smack the shit out.
Well, people, I guess I'll wrap my video up by saying this. In case you hadn't noticed, the difference between conservatives and communists is communists create problems, conservatives fix problems.
Can I get some weed? Can I drive your car? Can you pay my rent? Can you buy me a drink? Can I wear your gold? Can you take me to the mall and get me a pair of those? That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when I smack the shit out you. I smack the shit out. That's when I smack the shit out you.